Child abuse. No one wants to stop and think it can happen in your neighborhood, but it does. It's time to listen.
You know, when this first happened, Sarah, she was 11, and her outcry, I think it was, I don't know if it was that day or within the next couple weeks, but she came in my room and she sat on my bed and she said, "Mommy, why did this happen to me?" And it just breaks your heart as a parent because you don't know. This was a family member that did this to our daughter, somebody that we trusted and somebody that we loved and somebody that we never ever thought would hurt our child.
It's difficult even go back there because of the emotions that we were experiencing as a family and as parents. You know, when your child hurts, you hurt as a parent.
Most child victims never report their child abuse because in most cases, children know and trust their abusers. It's time to listen.
I have a voice. Come on, guys. I have a voice.
There are so many different county agencies that are involved with the investigation and prosecution of child abuse cases that there was a maze of confusion for abused children and their caregivers. The child has to tell their story over and over to parents, teachers, counselors, caseworkers, police, doctors, and prosecutors, repeating the embarrassing and painful details of abuse just added to the trauma they had already experienced. Oftentimes, they just shut down or start believing the lies, and worse, believe it's their fault what happened to them. Without justice and healing, these innocent victims often grow up thinking that abuse is normal and turn into abusers themselves, continuing the cycle of abuse. In 1998, Children's Safe Harbor opened its doors to help the legal system work together in child abuse investigations so that victims have a fighting chance at healing from their abuse. Children's Safe Harbor is one of 40 nationally accredited children's advocacy centers in Texas, whose mission is to protect and enhance the life of every child that has the courage to battle sexual and physical abuse. An average of 65 new abuse cases walk through our doors every month. These are kids as young as 2 years old, up to 17 years old, that live right here in Montgomery, San Jacinto, and Walker counties. No single county agency can succeed alone in helping children of abuse and their families through the child abuse investigation process. Children's Safe Harbor has changed all that by bringing together all the county agencies that work with abuse cases in a team approach, and it's all under one roof, so the victim comes to know and trust one location where they feel safe and ready to heal. This team works together from the beginning of the investigation through the prosecution of the case. It consists of law enforcement, children's protective services, forensic interviews, medical, counseling, and prosecution. All of our services are provided at no cost to the victim or their families.
It happened twice, and the first time she wanted to believe that it didn't happen. So she said, "I was dreaming," and she didn't tell us the first time. And then it happened again, and she thought, "I've got to tell somebody that this is happening." You know, it has divided our family, sadly, because people choose to believe one side or the other. And what I've learned is people choose to believe that it didn't happen more than it did because it's too painful to believe that it did happen. And they would rather bury their heads in the sand and go through life as if it didn't happen than actually deal with the monster that it did happen.
Going through that process with her, it was gut-wrenching. It was hard. But we're, moving beyond that was a lot easier than I thought because of the people here, honestly.
It can either be a sailboat with a sail to move you forward or an anchor to keep you there. And Safe Harbor is a sail to move you forward in more ways than one, even the name.
I can really say that it benefited us as a family. We were able to grow from an experience that was tragic in our eyes, to get beyond it and to make it something that was, the situation wasn't good, but getting through it and getting beyond it and growing from that experience made us stronger.
First word that comes to my mind is a blessing. Safe Harbor's a blessing. And I'm thankful. I'm so thankful for this program.
There's one more empty room under this roof. It's a room that is filled with such an important meaning that the whole roof would collapse without it. You are in this room. You are the most critical support beam to our entire structure. Children's Safe Harbor must have the support of its community to survive. With your help, we can break the cycle of abuse, one child at a time.